Yes, ma'am, just a moment. I'm sorry. I'm working on important business right now. I have to get these figures done. Mr. Burris is going to come back in a minute. And he's mad at me. And I won't get a lunch break. I have a feeling. I believe that's right, 6:25. It's got to be approximately correct anyway. Approximately correct is good enough, don't you think? I don't think precision is all that important. I think it's overrated personally. Like tracking numbers. Who really needs to know that bad where it is, you know what I mean? So ma'am, I have to say that given the weather we're having today, and Lord have mercy, it's like the floodgates just opened and the rain has just crushed down upon us. I have to say, no, I don't mean any kind of like, you know, sexual harassment, but you look especially beautiful today. I love your outfit. Did you put that together yourself? Or do you go somewhere like Hamrick's where they have the mannequins and they already have it all assembled there? You know, my mother loves going there, you know, because she doesn't have much of an imagination and she's not good at putting colors together. So she gets me to run her up to Hamrick's when she gets her Social Security check. And she'll say, Carl, I need underwear. And I tell her mother, I don't need to know that. I can just wait in the car. I do not. Carl, you gotta help me in. They got that big step at the door. And she can't step up, so I have to kind of heft her up. At any rate, I'm sure you don't care about that. But she can't coordinate. She has no idea what to, you know, for me, you know, I feel that I have a very good sense of style, and it must be from my father, but I wouldn't know, because one day he went out for beer and he didn't come back. You know, well, I think it must be him, because it wasn't mother, I can promise you that. She can't put anything together, and so she'll go to Hamrick's, and you go in there, and they have these whole lines of clothing. Have you ever been there? They have this clothing. Like, there's this one brand, I believe it's called Southern Woman or something like that. It's a bit on the nose for me, but it's called Southern Woman. And they have these, they'll have like a top and a skirt, or it could be a top and some pants. There's not a lot of variety in the pieces, but they'll have the same pattern or coordinating colors to go together well, and the mother would just pick her sizes, and you know, there you go. And then we go wait in line. She's always got a fistful of coupons, and I hate. Yes, ma'am. I do apologize. I do get off a little bit, but I just wanted to say, I think you look quite lovely today. I see that you have something there that you might like to mail. Is that right? Well, here we are specialists in helping you pack your ship so you can go. Pack your ship and go. I shipped my pants one time. Not here. That was somewhere else. I wouldn't be working here now if I did that. Because I have a nice package. You know, I mean, I'm not one to go around talking, but you want to see my package? I mean, I don't mean anything by that. I mean, I literally have a nice package. Look, isn't this a nice package? This is from Poopery. I'm mailing it out today. Mother was not happy with the new flavors they came out with for fall. She said, Carl, they are awful. They smell awful. I said, Mother, it's Poopery. It can't be any worse than what it's for. I mean, it's covering up. I don't mean to be indelicate. I mean, what is your name? We just met. I shouldn't be talking about that. But isn't that a nice package? Look, they have a good sense of humor. Look, it says, let's get this set started. Is there anything else? Oh, here it says it's basically freedom in a bottle. It's quite humorous. I get a good chuckle out of it. Maybe I could get a job with Poopery and I could make up slogans and stuff. It's the before you go toilet spray. Even the little banner's funny. It's like an unrolled roll of toilet paper. It's like a toilet scroll. I'm sorry, you about to tell me your name. Were you about to tell me your name? Because I sure would love that. Yes, are you seeing anyone in particular, or might you be unattached? Well, maybe it's not any of my business, but I am a very inquisitive person. I like to know things about people before I help them. See here where we pack your ship, we're very expedient. Expedient. That sounds wrong, but at the same time it sounds right. Am I using the right word? Mother gave me this word of the day calendar for Christmas last year, and I've been trying to learn some words. I want to be able to know a lot of words and be able to use them properly, but most of them are words that don't have anything to do with anything in everyday life, like obsequious or truculent. I mean, I don't even remember what they mean. I might be able to spell them if I was pressed, but I couldn't use them in a sentence. Life is hard. My name is Carl. I did not introduce myself. Would you like to shake my hand? Because I know we live in the days of COVID, but I think human contact is very important. And personally, I have not had my fair share of contact, well, lately, or ever. Will you please touch my hand? Just touch it. You don't have to do anything special. Can you just touch it right? Ooh. That's nice. That's nice. Would you like to go out with me? I'm sorry, that was blunt. I'm jumping from step 1 to step 50. I can't do that. Forget I said that. Give me at least 10 minutes. I'll get back to it. So, you have a lovely outfit. Can I see your feet? I don't mean anything by it. I'm just looking to see if the shoes match. Nice. I think your shoes are quite charming. This outfit clearly did not come from Hamrick's. I have never seen anything so lovely, and it just shows off stuff. And I don't know. Yeah. Yes, I'm sorry. My mask. Oh, well. Yes, ma'am. I understand your concern. However, it is unfortunate that I have to report to you that I am unable to don a face covering in this establishment. I will maintain my distance from you socially, unless you want to go out, because I sure will be fine. You get a little closer, and I guess then you don't worry about so much the germs and exchanging fluids and things. Well, that's what I heard anyway. That's what they do on TV at night. But I can't wear a mask, unfortunately. Mr. Burris, see, he's on his lunch break, and he gets on to me about basically everything. See, this is my first week here, and he said he was only hiring me because he was desperate. He said they can't get people to work, and nobody ever applies. So they were willing to take anybody with a pulse. Apparently I have a pulse. He didn't check. Maybe he was joking about that. At any rate, he hired me, but I tried to explain this to him. You see, I got about halfway into it, and he started doing his hands like windshield wipers. He said, just stop. Just stop. Mister, just stop. Can you just fill out this application? We don't care. We need people to work the front desk. I don't care. Just stop. Just put something on the form about it. Well, I ran out of room, and I had to take 3 extra forms and write it on the back. But it requires an adequate explanation. See, life is complicated. Everybody wants to put everything in a little spot, You got this thing goes here and this here. Well, everything's not that cut and dried. There's a lot of gray area in life. Well, here's my problem, you see. My mother, it all goes back to mother. my mother basically had to raise me by herself. Okay, and that has to be understood. Do you have a close relationship with your mother? Well, I do, and we live together. She lives with me in her house, and she had a hard time raising me. I believe it was difficult for her in many ways, and one of the problems that I had was night blindness, and because of my night blindness, there's a lot I couldn't do, and unfortunately, as she has gotten older, it has presented problems. You know, she needs to be picked up from bingo. And she met this man, and he started bringing her home. I don't like this man. It's one of many boyfriends. It's like a parade of these old men, and they smell like cheap cigars and matchboxes. I just don't care for it. And, oh, well, I know, but I have to tell you, because of that, she hates the thought of me having to restrict myself any more than nature has already restricted me in the universe and the cruelty of fate. I believe in fate. Do you believe in fate? See, I believe you were destined to come in here today to mail that cute little package there. It's adorable, by the way. Did you paint the flowers on it? It's quite delightful. I think it's very lovely. I'll get to that in a minute. I told her I wouldn't wear a mask. And I had her come in here to talk to Mr. Burris, and he said he didn't have time for her either unless she wanted to apply for a job. And she said, I can't work my hip and my neck and my undiagnosed Lyme disease, and she can't work. You spin a wheel of illnesses, and she just picks one or two every day, and that's what's wrong with her. And then she goes on WebMD to confirm that she's near death. So you take together my difficult beginning and the night blindness, and it's just too much. I cannot put on a mask on top of that. It's impossible. I feel, though, that a mask wouldn't even be necessary because I have already dealt with so many things. I feel that the universe wouldn't even put coronavirus anywhere near me. I mean, it wouldn't nestle anywhere in my nose or mouth anyway. Do you even know anybody else that's got night blindness? I don't. I don't. So you're perfectly safe with me. Unless it's after dark and you're going to have to drive us back because I got night blindness. But I have a very sweet hot rod of an El Camino. And when I can get it to start, it goes real fast. Now, I'm just putting that out there. And it is your lucky day because when I checked the mail yesterday evening, I got another sheet of coupons for Subway. It's got that one good one on there, buy one, get one free. I think it was meant to be. I think it was meant to be that you come by here today because, see, that way I could get a sub, you could get one, equal or lesser value, and we could dine at the Subway. You don't have to wear a mask once you sit down to eat anyway. You know, COVID doesn't exist if you sit down in a restaurant. But if you stand up and go to the bathroom, you got to put it back on because it's waiting for you in the hallway to the restroom. As soon as you sit back down, you take it off. COVID is mysterious like that. Some people don't have to wear masks at all, and I don't even know why. They don't have difficult childhood or night blindness, but they don't wear them. And everybody's fine with it. I don't get it. So, yes, ma'am. I see. Oh, it's surprisingly heavy. I think these little flowers are cute. Are you sending this to your mother? Your sister? You have a sister. Is she look anything like you? Maybe she could go on a date with us. She could chaperone, or I could, just like pick between the two. I mean, get to know her and see what she is like as a young lady. How old is she? How old are you? I don't mean any offense. I mean, you don't have to tell me, but I'd like to know. Yes. Oh, I know. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get there. Now, are you in a super hurry to get this anywhere? Where's it going? Ooh. My goodness, that's going to California. Your sister lives in California. Well, that's pretty far. Do you ever go see her? That's a long drive. How long does it take? You fly? You fly to California. That's expensive, man. So, you must have a pretty good job then. You can afford to fly to California from here. That's a pretty penny right there. I imagine there are not too many coupons that cover that in the Val pack. I definitely think we need to go out, you and me. I think we need to make that happen. Oh, sorry. No, yes. Let me weigh it. Hang on a minute, and we'll put it on the scale. There we go. Oh, ooh. 2 pounds. Hang on. 2 pounds. 2 ounces. Now, is this fragile, liquid, perishable, potentially hazardous? Perfume, lithium, batteries. Okay. Any other liquids? Explosives? Okay. Well, what's in there is so heavy then? I didn't know, ma'am. I do realize it's none of my business, but it kind of is, because I have to know, because I got to get you to fill out a form. Now, let me tell you. Now, we got some rates here. I'm going to tell you about them. Depending on how long you want to get there real quick, or does it matter? You don't have anything alive in there, do you? Okay, I'm just checking. I didn't think so. Okay, well, if you wanted to get there overnight, do you want to do that, or are you okay with a couple days? We got 2 days. The difference in the rate is going to depend on some factors. First of all, what's your phone number? Oh, no, it's totally related to this package. I'm going to write it down. Oh, yeah, yes, ma'am. That form right there, yes, ma'am, it's on that form. You can just put it on the form. I totally won't write it down for myself and then give you a ring-a-ding-ding later on. Yes, ma'am, you go ahead and fill that out. Now, do you want extra insurance on this? It comes, depending on where you send it. If you send it overnight, you get $100 worth of insurance for free. If you do 2 day, you get $50 worth of insurance. Okay, well, the overnight, now we do have some additional fees, and this will apply. Now, our delivery drivers do love to use packages for their kickball games. Now, for an extra fee of only $2, they will refrain from using your package in their kickball games, but we do have a little asterisk there. They may use it for a round of pickleball. That I cannot guarantee you that they won't. And sometimes they try to dribble them like basketballs, and then they drop kick them onto the doorstep of the recipient. Is that okay? Well, I will write down here that it's fragile, but I do not want to put a fragile sticker on the package, because if you do, it's guaranteed that they will definitely use it for volleyball. And they love to spike any kind of little package like this. They will dent it in ways that will completely confuse your sister. She's going to pick it up and go, how in the world did it even get damaged like that? And of course, when she goes to file a claim, we're going to find every way possible to state that it was her fault that it was damaged and not ours. I have to tell you all that. It's a disclaimer. Now, if you want to do 2 day on this package here, what I say, 2 pounds, 2 ounces, that's going to be $87. Yes, ma'am, I'm serious. $87. Well, with all due respect, ma'am, if you've mailed anything in the last 10 years, that is completely normal. Yes, ma'am. Overnight would be, hang on. Overnight. Do you want to add in the fee for no kickball? That's going to be $278. Yes, we're not flying at first class in a seat on a private jet. No, ma'am. That's overnight. Now, you do get a tracking number with that. I mean, that's worth something. You don't want to do overnight. Okay, you don't have to. The only other option I have is called Earl's Pickup Service. Now, we don't advertise that one. We don't talk about it because there's a low profit margin on Earl. Earl is a guy that we're not exactly sure where he came from, but he comes around from time to time and he makes trips from one coast to the other. We have reason to believe he is delivering other packages, so to speak, along the way. We don't ask too many questions because he delivers our packages at a reduced rate. The only problem is, I don't know when he'll be back or if he'll be back. I think he gets shot at a lot. If you want Earl to do it, if you don't need this to get there super quick, I reckon Earl could probably get it to her within a month or two. Would that be okay? Let me look up Earl's rate now. With Earl's, sometimes they do arrive with cigarette ashes in them or bullet holes, and I don't really offer an insurance option against that because Earl's stuff kind of flies under the radar, if you know what I mean. Certain clients of ours really like Earl's process, and then they come in looking for him a lot. Yes, they do. This one guy in particular, what was his name? Walter White. I haven't seen him in a while. He was looking real thin after his hair grew back, and then he just quit coming in. I don't know where he went. That has nothing to do with you. Now, the bullet holes in the cigarette ashes and cigarette butts, I can't help you with that, but we could probably do, I bet Earl could do it cheap, but it could take a while. We could probably do it, I'm going to say $12.75. How does that sound? Yes, ma'am, it will take a while. Well, you could take it to the post office. I mean, I suppose. You could. But think about how long you're going to wait in line at the post office. I mean, here, we help you pack your ship and go. And we're good at it. We get people in and out all the time. I hear, yes, ma'am, I'm going to get to you in a minute. You can set that heavy box down. I see you've been straining for a little bit. Set it. You bend with your knees, not your back. You're going to hurt your back. That's not good. That's called the workman's hinge back there. You don't want to mess that up. You'll be in a chiropractor's office for the next 6 months. I hate to see a woman hurt her back. I'm always free to give advice on how to lift things. I like to help people out. What was I saying? Oh, $12.75. Yes, ma'am. You are certainly free to take this lovely little thing to the post office if you want to stand in line for 20 minutes and, listen to some doddering old federal employee babble on about his bad knees or whatever. I don't even know what to talk about. Or you can work with us because we're real fast. Do you want to keep it in that box? Because I'm thinking if you go, are you interested in Earl at all? I don't mean like for a date, because I'm still thinking we need to, work this out. Do you have your sister's phone number handy? See, I'm thinking if I could talk to her, maybe I could get her to understand, this whole thing about fate and destiny. See, I might have confused you talking about that a little bit. I'm sorry. I might have gone over your head a little bit, and I do apologize. Let me explain that. See, I believe that there is a certain force in the universe, and it draws people together. Certain people, like if you're just meant to be, like it'll just bring them into your life. You don't even really have to look for them. Mother's always saying I need to get out more, but it's a good thing I got this job. I was between jobs there for a little while. I got a court date coming up. I told Mr. Burris about that. It's related to my other job. We won't talk about that because I don't like to dwell on the past. Do you like to dwell on the past? Good, because we definitely don't need to talk about any of my court dates or, tickets or restraining orders. We don't need to talk about all that. No, it doesn't matter. See, fate. Let me see if I can think how to explain fate to you in a way that you would understand. It's kind of like, have you ever heard that saying, things are meant to be? Have you heard anybody ever say that? Has anybody ever said that in your presence? Good. Well, that's because the universe does. It works for you. You got to learn to work with the universe so it can work for you. See, I believe that the universe brought you in here today. See, the only reason really, as far as the universe is concerned, the only reason you need to mail this is because you were meant to come in here and we were meant to have this very deep and meaningful conversation. Don't you agree? I mean, well, maybe you had to go to the dry cleaner next door because fate wanted you in this shopping center so that you would then come in here. And what a coincidence. It's my first week working here. Isn't that so? Yes, ma'am, I know that. I'm going to help you with your ship in a minute. We're going to get you out of here. Yes, ma'am. I don't have a chair for you to sit in. Mr. Burris said because of COVID you can't sit down. We don't have any waiting areas for anybody because if you sit in a restaurant, COVID won't touch you. But if you sit anywhere else, it will. So you can't sit down. You have to stand up. And somehow that keeps you from getting sick. I don't know how. I don't understand it. Have I had my what? Yes, I have had my vaccines. I got a bunch of them when I was a kid. I don't remember them all, but my mother has pictures of me hollering. She thought it was funny. She enjoyed seeing my pain and suffering. What vaccine? Are you talking about the rabies vaccine? I got that. I got bit by this skunk one time. I thought the neighbors got a new cat. And I went over to pet it and it sprayed me. And then it bit me on the ankle. And Mother took me to the doctor and I smelled bad. And they had to put me in the parking lot because people in the doctor's office were complaining and they had to keep giving me shots in my stomach. So I'm good. I've had my shots. Anyway, did any of that make sense? See, the only reason you had to go to the dry cleaner was because you were meant to come in here and meet me. So if I could just get your sister's number. Does she sound pretty? Because in my experience, you can tell how pretty a woman is by her voice. You can hear it. Like you can hear how pretty she is in her voice. I'm telling you, there's something to it. There's a correlation there. See, a correlation is when two things kind of go together. Like you and me. Like we need to correlate. We need to collaborate and correlate, and contemplate, copulate. We need to do all them things. I'm just throwing all the big words out today. I promise you, I can bring it down. I can tone it down for our date. I won't throw any $5 words out there. I'll keep it simple. Yes, I don't want to intimidate you right off the bat. So, since you are here by fate, do you want to do the Earl service or do you want to go with the 2-day? I believe I said $78. You want to do the 2-day? Earl's probably only going to be about $12.75. Because if you want to go with Earl, see, we could wrap it in bubble wrap, padded envelope, and for you, I'd throw these in for free, and you'd be saving a lot of money. I'm starting to get the feeling you're not a very frugal individual. See, frugal means that you're careful with your money. I mean, you flying off to California, paying $78 for shipping. You just throw money around like it's nothing. I don't know that Mother would agree with that too much, but I might better keep that from her. When you meet my mother for the first time, let's not talk about that. She frowns upon people that spendthrifts. She frowns upon. See, a spendthrift is a person that just wastes their money, throws it around like nothing. She doesn't care for that, so don't mention that, because she may get the wrong idea about you, and I don't want her, to think poorly of you. Now, let's see. I also have this kind of bubble wrap if you're interested. Yeah, you do have the insurance, yes ma'am, but I mean, don't you want to just wrap it and just be sure it's all right? Well, how well is it packed in here? Well, I mean, I guess if you think it's all right, I reckon. All right, 70. Look here. You willing to pay $78 to mail this? So you didn't tell me, what do you do for a living? With all due respect, I don't see that being very profitable. I mean, what kind of money you make? I'm not trying to be personal and pry into your business, but what's your salary like? What kind of money you make every month? Well, you probably have a lot of money left over every month. I mean, you probably have a reasonable, place to stay. You stay with your mother. You have your own place. Wow. I mean, I could have my own place anytime. I just, it's Mother. I mean, I got to take care of her, And then eventually she's gonna die, and then that place be mine. See, I've just kind of staked my claim on the homestead there, and can't anybody roll in and take it out from under me. See, that's my long-term plan. You might even call it my retirement plan. See, I'm all set because of that. So, I am a viable candidate as a boyfriend for you. Can you start to see that now? You see how the stars align and fate dragged you in here kicking and screaming? No, line 14, right there. That is where you sign. You have lovely penmanship. Penmanship means the way you write. I think you have a lovely penmanship. Nice. All right, let me see that form. You didn't put your phone number on there. How am I supposed to call? I mean, how are they supposed to get in touch with you if something happens to the package? Well, here. You got to put it on there. Right? I won't look. I promise I won't look at it. Nothing. I'm just stretching. It's my hamstrings. They get tight. I was thinking about playing a sport. Yeah. I was. I thought about it pretty hard, and now my legs hurt. Look, it's a goose. Oh, okay. Yes. I'm not going to look at it. Now, let me stamp it. Okay. I'm going to affix this to your package. Now, your total with tax. Yes, ma'am. I'm figuring up her total now. Okay. $82.11 if you would just insert your card right there. And if you would hit the green button, you can see the amount. Yeah. And then just sign your name with the little digital pokey pen there. And hit the green button again. There you go. You're really good with that machine. I didn't really have to explain anything to you. You just did it so fluidly. You're really smart, I bet. Like you have untapped potential. You need somebody. You know that? I mean, it seems to me that, maybe you just don't realize what a catch you are. Maybe that's what's keeping you from saying yes to me. Maybe you feel intimidated by me a little bit, which that's understandable. But you don't need to be. I think you're real smart. You just don't know it. Maybe we could sit down together at Subway and go over my word of the day calendar. Yeah. It could refresh my memory a little bit and maybe introduce you to some words, and you could learn some big words, and we could use big words together and go to parties and impress people. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And if you could use big words around Mother, well, she'd think that was really nifty. Yeah, she'd like you then. She'd really think that was great. And then you could take her shopping. You could take her somewhere other than Hamrick's if you want, or you could go there. It doesn't matter. Getting the three of us in the El Camino might be a little bit of a squeeze. You might have to sit in the back. Mother can't sit back there anymore because of her hip. The colostomy bag. You don't mind, do you? I could put some pillows back there. It was not far. We don't have. It's only about 20 miles from the house to Hamrick, so it's maybe like 30 minutes. Well, keep that in mind for later. First of all, Subway. Now, a tracking number. Oh, hang on. Tracking number. I'm going to print it out. Right there. That little piece of paper has your tracking number on it. Yes, ma'am, and I will get this all ready to go. So, what do you think about? What do you think about going out on a date with me? Well, it's kind of funny because you never mentioned a boyfriend before now. Ma'am, I did not ask for your opinion on this situation. You just take it easy back there. Well, I think fate will decide one way or another if you actually have a boyfriend or not. I have a feeling I'm going to see you again. Oh, yeah, well, like I say, now we're all about, getting people out of here with a quickness. I mean, we do that. Now, if you would, lovely young lady, now, we're going to send you a survey online. If you would fill that out and just, give me 5 stars, you just go ahead and do that. That'd be real great. Talk about how quick and efficient I was. And maybe you could mention in there that I'm a dapper dresser and I'm a real catch. Yeah, 'cause see, I'm just hedging my bets here, but Miss Sylvia in the back, she reads that stuff. And I mean, I'd love to go out with you, but if it doesn't work out, I'm a little sweet on her. She's got a peg leg, and I find that really exciting. I don't know why. Something about it. It's just... Oh. But of course, you would be my first choice, because fate wants us to be together anyway. But if you would do that, talk about how sweet I am, and how efficient I am, I would really appreciate that. So, thank you so much for your business. And for your time. I am happy to serve you quickly today. And if the stars align like I believe they will, I reckon I'll be seeing you again.